Hello everyone, happy Monday. Today I am so excited because we're launching our Ask RCD series on IGTV. Now, Ask RCD is a series where I'll be answering some of the most common questions that I get asked about careers, job search, entrepreneurship, leadership. I get asked the same questions over and over again, whether it's from clients or prospective clients, family members, friends. And I thought, what a great way to start sharing more information is to bring that information here on IGTV where I can share it with all of you instead of just doing it one-on-one. So I'm really excited about this series. I already have some questions that I'm going to start with, but if you have a question, please feel free to leave a comment or send me a DM or send me an email to contact@rockcareer.com, and I'll be happy to answer that question in a future video. This is a two-way street, it's a conversation, and I want to make sure that you find this series beneficial. But I didn't want to make the preamble to this video too long, so let's go ahead and get started. So the very first question in the series, it's really a two-part question. The first part is it possible to make a career change? So to switch from one field or industry to another. And if it is possible, how difficult is it? And I get this question all the time from people who may be further along in their careers. They've been doing the same thing for a long time, and they're looking to explore their options in other fields. They want to do something new and fresh, but they're wondering, can they actually make that transition? So the short answer to that question is yes, definitely, absolutely. If you want to switch from one field to another, it is very possible to do so. But getting to the second part of that question, well, how difficult is it to switch industries? That's a little bit trickier. So the short answer to that question is, it depends. And it really depends on a number of different factors. The first one being, what field are you switching from, and what are you switching to, and how closely related are the two? So are you switching from, say, marketing in, say, consumer goods, and now you want to do public relations and fashion? So while marketing and public relations are two different things, they're still somewhat related, and there's some transferable skills and some similarities between those two fields. Or are you switching from, doing sales, and now you want to do something in finance? Those are two totally different things. So the question really is, how closely related or not related are the two fields that you're switching between? The next thing is, what kind of experience do you already have? And going back to those transferable skills again, are there skills that you've already developed in your prior experience that can now be transferred into this new field? There's certain base skills that you can demonstrate, whether it's analytical skills, problem-solving skills, research skills. Are there transferable things that you can take from one place to another that can help to position you better when trying to transition into this new field? The next thing is, what connections do you already have in this field? For some people, even though the fields may be completely unrelated, they may know someone or have a relationship or worked at a company, many years ago, that now they can go and leverage those connections to make that switch that they want to make. So those are three of the key things to start thinking through. But overall, I tell clients, don't focus on how difficult is it going to be, what are the obstacles. The key is to really focus on, what can I do to best position myself. So some of the steps that I tell them to think through is, first of all, again, going back to the skills, what skills does it take to be successful in this new field? Making sure that you've done your research on the position, on the field, what it is you're trying to do, making sure you understand, well, what is it that I need to be successful? Are there already tools that I already have in my tool belt, or skills that I already have that can help me to be successful, and which new ones do I need to gain? And that transitions into my second point of what kind of additional certifications or education may be required for me to be successful. For some fields, you may need a real certification. If you want to be a project manager now, you may need your PMP. If you want to become, a certified, become a CPA, you've got to go and take the test and so forth. So there may be additional certifications or vocational training or educational programs that you may need to pursue that may make you more marketable or set you up for success in the new field. The next thing is going back to the connections. Do you already have connections in the field, and how can you start networking to begin to build some relationships? Are there events that you can attend? Are there associations or organizations that you can join? Are there former employees or current employees in that field that you can talk to? Do you have a mentor or someone that can start to mentor you and help to steer you in the direction to get into that field? So it really comes down to, what does your network look like, and what opportunity is there for you to start building your network and start having informational interviews and start building those relationships, having coffee, visiting facilities, having a mentor, whatever it might be, to start building up that rapport and building up, and again, organizations and associations, and what are the things that you can do to really start getting your foot in the door. We've all heard the conversation of, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And for some people, you may have the certifications, but someone else who's already got an in, who's already got a connection, they may have a leg up to get into that job in that field that you're looking for. And the next thing that I'll say is also about making yourself look good on paper. And that comes down to your resume, your cover letter, your LinkedIn. When you're transitioning from one field to another, you can't just keep the same resume, you can't keep the same cover letter from your old field and hope that it'll work for the new one. You have to retool and reposition your resume to make sure it's intriguing to someone in the new field. So let's say you're switching from sales to finance. You can't spend a whole lot of time talking about all of your customer service skills and sales skills and customer relationship management. While those are things that are important, when you think about finance, they're looking for someone with heavy analytical skills, problem-solving skills, people who may have some expertise with dealing with financial statements or dealing with budgeting, dealing with forecasting. Those are the things that they're looking for. So you will have to tweak the skills that you highlight to make sure that it makes more sense and it appeals to the new field that you're applying to. And that's where, and if you have questions about how to do that, that's where you can hire a professional resume writer, or if you want to try to write it up and see if you can bounce it off of people that you know, to make sure that it's really putting you in the best light for that new field. So I don't want to make this video too long. The purpose of these is just to give you a few short nuggets, but if you do have comments or questions, you can leave them below. But to quickly recap, if you're thinking about switching fields, it's absolutely possible. There's nothing holding you back from switching fields. However, some things to consider are, what skills, what fields are you transferring between? What skills are required to be successful? Is there additional training or certifications or education that may be required? What does your network look like? Does your network include people that are in this new field? Are there associations or organizations that you can join to start building those relationships? Is there a mentor or an advocate in the field that you can start to partner with who can help to steer you in the right direction? Are there employees, former employees, managers, senior leaders in that industry that you can start building relationships with? How do you grow your network in that space? And then finally, what do you look like on paper? Does your resume, your LinkedIn, your cover letter, do all of those things highlight the skills, the transferable skills that may be necessary to transfer from one field to another? It shouldn't be highlighting the old stuff. It shouldn't be highlighting your current experience or highlighting the field that you're already in. It should really be focusing on what skills you have that now apply to the new field. But hopefully that helps to answer the question for someone out there. If you've been thinking about, hey, can I switch industries? What else can I do? Hopefully that helps to steer you in the right direction. And of course, if you want to talk further, please let me know. Leave me a comment or send me a DM or an email. And until next time, thank you so much for watching this video.